Welcome to the Ultimate Sports Blog Podcast. Today is Thursday, May 10th, 2018. Today I'm going to recap last night's NBA playoff game, pick tonight's Game 7 between the Winnipeg Jets and the Nashville Predators, go over last night's baseball action, look at today's action. I'll make my pick for the Eastern Conference Finals for the NBA, then I'll do my 2013 NHL ReDraft. Here we go. The Celtics defeat the 76ers 114-112. They're in the Eastern Conference Finals for the second straight year. They impressively beat the Sixers in 5 games. Jason Tatum, who I think has been the best player in the series, 25 points in the win. Joel Embiid put up 27 in defeat. Tonight, Game 7, Stanley Cup playoffs. You have the Jets and the Predators, 8 o'clock, NBCSN. Should be Doc Emrick, Eddie Olczyk, Pierre McGuire on the call. I'm not 100% sure yet, but if I had to guess, I think it's either those guys or the group that's been calling this entire series, which is Chris Cuthbert, Boucher, and AJ Malesko, but I think it's going to be Doc, Edzo, and Pierre. I picked the Predators in 7 games before the series. I'm going to stick to that. Pekka Rinne had a nice bounce-back game in Game 6 to help force a Game 7. Philip Forsberg's a big game player. Their defense is awesome. So give me the Preds in a 4-3 overtime classic of a game to advance to the Western Conference Finals to take on America's darling, the Vegas Golden Knights. Major League Baseball. A couple results from yesterday. The Reds defeated the Mets 2-1 in 10 innings as they improve to 10-27. The Mets dropped to 18-17. Raciel Iglesias with the win, AJ Ramos with the loss. This game will always be remembered as the game where the Mets batted out of order. It was just awful. In the lineup card, they had Wilmer Flores and Asdrubal Cabrera in the wrong spots. And they batted them in the spots where they didn't give the home plate umpire, and Asdrubal Cabrera hits a double. The Reds manager notices it, and they call Cabrera out, and Jay Bruce lost an at-bat, and that pretty much sums up the Mets' downfall thus far, and then they lose on the walk-off homer to Adam Duvall. But in the top of the third inning, Asdrubal Cabrera RBI ground out made it 1-0 Mets. Bottom of the 6th, RBI single, Joey Votto made it 1-1. Then Duvall's walk-off homer was in the 10th. 2-1 Cincinnati was your final. Sal Romano, 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 3.83 ERA. Zach Wheeler, 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 5.03 ERA. The Indians defeated the Brewers 6-2 as they improved to 18-18. Milwaukee drops to 21-16. Carlos Carrasco with the win. Junior Guerrero with the loss. Top of the 4th, RBI single, Michael Brantley, 1-0 Indians. 3-run home run, Tyler Naquin, 4-0 Indians. Top of the 7th, home run, Francisco Lindor, 5-0 Indians. Bottom of the 7th, fielder's choice, Travis Shaw, makes it 5-1. Top of the 9th, RBI single by Carlos Carrasco, made it 6-1 Indians. Bottom of the 9th, sacrifice fly, Jesus Aguilar, 6-2 Indians. That was your final. Carlos Carrasco went the distance. 9 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk and 14 strikeouts. He threw 117 pitches, leaves the game with a 3.61 ERA. Junior Guerrero, 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks and 9 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 3.09 ERA. The Rangers defeated the Tigers 5-4 in 10 innings as they improved to 15-24. Detroit drops to 15-21. Keone Kela with the win. Warwick softballed with the loss. Bottom of the 1st, RBI single, Adrian Beltre, 1-0 Rangers. Top of the 3rd, home run, Pete Cosmo, makes it 1-1. RBI double, Jeimer Candelario, 2-1 Tigers. Bottom of the 3rd, RBI triple, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, 2-2. Sacrifice fly, Adrian Beltre, 3-2 Rangers. Top of the 5th, sacrifice fly, Mickey Matoke, 3-3. Top of the 6th, RBI single, James McCann, 4-3 Tigers. Bottom of the 7th, home run, Nomar Mazara, 4-4. Bottom of the 10th, the walk-off home run by Nomar Mazara. His 7th home run in the month of May. 5-4 Rangers. That's your final. Bartolo Colon, 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 3.32 ERA. Francisco Liriano, 4 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 3.35 ERA. The Pirates defeated the White Sox 6-5 as they improved to 21-16. The White Sox dropped to 9-25. Richard Rodriguez with the win, Nate Jones with the loss, Felipe Vasquez with the save. Bottom of the second, 2-run home run, Tim Anderson, 2-0 White Sox. Bottom of the fourth, 2-run home run, Daniel Palka, 4-0 White Sox. Top of the sixth, here come the Pirates. Home run, Jordy Mercer, 4-1. Home run, Gregory Polanco, 4-2. Bottom of the eighth, the White Sox make it a little bit of a bigger deficit for Pittsburgh. RBI double, Wellington Castillo, 5-2 White Sox. Top of the ninth, Pirates get the rally going, ground rule double, Elias Diaz, 5-4. And the go-ahead home run by Colin Moran made it 6-5 Pirates. That was your final. Trevor Williams, 5 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 3.13 ERA. Reynaldo Lopez, 7 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 2.44 ERA. The Cubs destroyed the Marlins 13-4 as they improved to 19-15. The Marlins drop to 13-23. Jose Quintana with the win, Wei-Yin Chen with the loss. Bottom of the first, home run Chris Bryant, 1-0 the Cubs. Bottom of the third, the Cubs score a ton of runs. RBI double Chris Bryant, 2-0 Cubs. Infield single Javier Baez, 3-0 Cubs. 3-run home run Anthony Rizzo, 6-0 Cubs. Sacrifice fly David Botte, 7-0 Cubs. 2-run home run Addison Russell, 9-0 Cubs. Top of the fourth, RBI ground out Justin Bour makes it 9-1. Bottom of the fourth, RBI double Anthony Rizzo, 10-1 Cubs. Bottom of the sixth, RBI double Anthony Rizzo, 11-1 Cubs. RBI double Wilson Contreras, 12-1 Cubs. Top of the seventh, 2-run home run Miguel Rojas makes it 12-3. Bottom of the eighth, David Botte infield single, 13-3 Cubs. Top of the ninth, home run Ryan Holiday, 13-4 Cubs. That was your final. Jose Quintana had a really good game. 6 innings, 5 hits, an earned run, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 4.42 ERA. Wei-Yin Chen, 3 innings, 7 hits, 9 earned runs, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout, leaves the game with a 10.22 ERA. The Angels destroyed the Rockies 8-0 as they improved to 22-14. The Rockies dropped to 21-16. Jaime Barria with the win. Tyler Anderson with the loss. Top of the first, RBI single Mike Trout, 1-0 Angels. Top of the third, home run Zach Cozart, 2-0 Angels. 2-run home run Justin Upton, 4-0 Angels. Top of the seventh, home run Rene Rivera, 5-0 Angels. Top of the eighth, RBI double Albert Pujols, 6-0 Angels. RBI single Ian Kinsler, 7-0 Angels. Top of the ninth, bases loaded walk-in Drelton Simmons, 8-0 was your final. Jaime Barria was really good, 5 1/3 innings, 5 hits, no earned runs, a walk, and 7 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 2.45 ERA. Tyler Anderson, 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 4.23 ERA. The Astros defeated the Athletics 4-1 as they improved to 24-15. Oakland drops to 18-19. Garrett Cole with the win. Daniel Mengden with the loss. Ken Giles with the save. Bottom of the sixth, RBI double Jed Lowry, 1-0 Oakland. Top of the seventh, home run Max Stassi, 1-1. Home run Derek Fisher, 2-1 Astros. Top of the eighth, 2-run double Yuli Gurriel, 4-1 Astros. That's your final. Garrett Cole, 6 innings, 4 hits, an earned run, 3 walks, and 9 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 1.43 ERA. Daniel Mengden, 6 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, and 4 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 4.06 ERA. The Yankees defeated the Red Sox 9-6 as they improved to 26-10 and now have the best record in Major League Baseball. The Red Sox dropped to 25-11. Jonathan Holder with the win. Matt Barnes with the loss. Roldis Chapman with the save. Bottom of the first, RBI single Aaron Judge, 1-0 Yankees. Top of the second, 2-run home run Mitch Moreland, 2-1 Red Sox. Bottom of the third, 2-run double Giancarlo Stanton, 3-2 Yanks. Sacrifice fly Aaron Hicks, 4-2 Yanks. Top of the fifth, home run Andrew Benintendi, 4-3. Bottom of the fifth, sacrifice fly Gary Sanchez, 5-3 Yanks. Top of the sixth, sacrifice fly Eduardo Nunez, 5-4 Yanks. Top of the seventh, the go-ahead home run Hanley Ramirez, 6-5 Red Sox. Bottom of the eighth, the go-ahead triple Brett Gardner, 2-run triple, 7-6 Yanks. Home run Aaron Judge, 9-6 Yanks. That was your final. Masahiro Tanaka, 5 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 4.66 ERA. Rick Porcello, 5 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 2.79 ERA. The Orioles bounced back from the dreadful loss yesterday to beat the Royals 5-3 as they improved to 9-27. Casey drops to 12-24. Richard Blyer with the win. Kevin McCarthy with the loss. Brad Brock with the save. Top of the fourth, a 2-run home run, Lucas Duda. 2-0 Royals. Bottom of the fourth, 3-run home run, Chris Davis. 3-2 Orioles. Top of the sixth, RBI single, Lucas Duda. 3-3. Bottom of the eighth, 2-run single, Mark Trumbo giving the Orioles the 5-3 lead. That was your final. Andrew Kashner, 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 4.84 ERA. Eric Skoglund, 6 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 6.34 ERA. The Phillies defeated the Giants 11-3 as they improved to 21-15. The Giants dropped to 19-18. Nick Pivetta with the win, Chris Stratton with the loss. Bottom of the first, RBI double, Carlos Santana, 1-0 Phillies. RBI single, Maikel Franco, 2-0 Phillies. Bottom of the fourth, home run, Maikel Franco, 3-0 Phillies. Bottom of the fifth, 2-run single, Carlos Santana, 5-0 Phillies. Top of the sixth, RBI double, Evan Longoria makes it 5-1. Bottom of the sixth, this is where the Phillies break it open. Sacrifice fly, Rhys Hoskins, 6-1 Phils. RBI single, Andrew Knapp, 7-1 Phils. Wild pitch, scores in Andrew Knapp, 8-1 Phils. Another wild pitch, scores in Cesar Hernandez, 9-1 Phils. 2-run single, Carlos Santana, 11-1 Phils. Top of the ninth, bases loaded walk, Kelby Tomlinson, 11-2. Sacrifice fly, Alan Hansen, 11-3. That's your final. Nick Pivetta, 5 innings, 4 hits, no runs, no walks, and 7 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 4.15 ERA. Chris Stratton, 4 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 5 earned runs, 4 walks, and 7 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 4.6 ERA. The Blue Jays defeated the Mariners 5-2 as they improved to 20-17. Seattle dropped to 20-15. Ryan Tepera with the win, Juan Lacazio with the loss, Tyler Clippard with the save. Top of the first, RBI double, Gene Segura, 1-0 Mariners. Top of the third, ground rule double, Mitch Haniger, 2-0 Mariners. Bottom of the fourth, home run, Teoscar Hernandez, 2-1. Bottom of the eighth, RBI double, Yen Hervis Larte, 2-2. RBI double, Justin Smoke to give the Blue Jays a 3-2 lead. RBI single, Kevin Pillar, 4-2 Blue Jays. RBI single, Nuke Maley, 5-2 Blue Jays. That's your final. Jaime Garcia, 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 5 walks, and 3 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 5.4 ERA. Wade LeBlanc, 5 innings, 4 hits, an earned run, no walks, and 3 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 3.18 ERA. The Braves defeated the Rays 5-2 as they improved to 21-14. Tampa drops to 15-19. Julio Teheran with the win. Ryan Yarbrough with the loss. Arodys Viciano with the save. Top of the second, RBI single, Endear Inciarte, 1-0 Braves. Top of the third, sacrifice fly, Freddie Freeman, 2-0 Braves. 3-run home run, Nick Markakis, 5-0 Braves. Bottom of the eighth, 2-run single, Wilson Ramos, 5-2 Braves. Was your final. Julio Teheran has been pitching a lot better of late. 6 innings, 4 hits, no walks, no earned runs, 7 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 3.14 ERA. Ryan Yarbrough, 5 innings, 6 hits, 5 earned runs, no walks, and 7 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 4.3 ERA. The Padres defeated the Nationals 2-1 as they improved to 14-24. Washington drops to 20-18. Craig Stammen with the win. Trevor Gott with the loss. Brad Hand with the save. Top of the fourth, home run, Anthony Rendon, 1-0 Nats. Bottom of the fourth, RBI double, Manuel Margot, 1-1. Bottom of the seventh, the go-ahead RBI double, Matt Caesar, 2-1 Padres was your final. Joey Lucchesi, 5 innings, 6 hits, an earned run, a walk, and 6 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 2.98 ERA. Gio Gonzalez, 6 innings, 5 hits, an earned run, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 2.22 ERA. The Dodgers defeated the Diamondbacks 6-3 as they improved to 16-20. The Diamondbacks dropped to 24-12. Pedro Baez with the win. Fernando Salas with the loss. Kenley Jansen with the save. Top of the first, inside the park home run, Nick Ahmed, 1-0 Diamondbacks. Bottom of the fourth, a wild pitch by Patrick Corbin scores in Chris Taylor, 1-1. Bottom of the sixth, sacrifice fly, Kyle Farmer, 2-1 Dodgers. Bases loaded, hit by pitch. Chris Taylor, 3-1 Dodgers. Wild pitch, scores in Yasiel Puig, 4-1 Dodgers. Top of the 7th, RBI single, Paul Goldschmidt, 4-2. RBI ground out, AJ Pollock, 4-3. Bottom of the 8th, 2-run double, Chase Utley, 6-3. That's your final. Alex Wood, 5 innings, 5 hits, an earned run, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 3.6 ERA. Patrick Corbin, 5 innings, 3 hits, an earned run, 4 walks, and 7 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 2.12 ERA. A very sloppy game for the Diamondbacks last night. Today's games. 1 o'clock game. It's on Facebook, believe it or not. Giants-Phillies. Ty Block and Vince Velasquez. Red Sox-Yankees. Yankees going for the sweep tonight. CC Sabathia against Eduardo Rodriguez. Royals-Orioles. Ian Kennedy and Chris Tillman. Mariners-Blue Jays. Mike Leake and J.A. Happ. Braves-Marlins. Mike Fulton-Units and Caleb Smith. Brewers-Rockies, Julius Chacina and Herman Marquez. Nationals-Diamondbacks, Tanner Roark and Zach Greinke. Twins-Angels, FS1 game tonight. Jose Barrios and Garrett Richards. This is a tough call. FS1, I'll pick it for Manny's picks. I think tomorrow or Saturday I'm going to go over how I'm doing with Manny's picks and give you my records for the last couple months and how I'm doing in May so far, because I completely lost track of that, but I've been writing in my picks. I'm going to take the Twins. They have the better pitcher on the mound in Barrios. Although Barrios has not pitched well of late, I like him on the road tonight. Let's say 4-3 Angels is your final. I'm going to say Shohei Ohtani does something in this game, whether it's an RBI single or a homer. But I have a funny feeling that he will do something in this game. You have the Reds at the Dodgers tonight. Dodgers gotta sweep the Reds. Walker Buehler and Tyler Mahle, or at worst take 3 out of 4. And last but not least, Cardinals Padres, Miles McCullough and Jordan Lyles. The Eastern Conference Finals begin Sunday between the Cavaliers and the Celtics. Celtics have home court advantage. The Celtics have been absolutely good in these playoffs, playing really hard. Brad Stevens should be the coach of the year just for taking the no Kyrie, no Hayward team to the conference finals. Granted, the East is so bad as a whole, although the conference long-term, I think, is on the rise with Hayward and Irving coming back for Boston, and the Sixers are going to be better next year as well. Although the Cavs might not be good next year with LeBron possibly leaving. We'll get to the future of the Eastern Conference on another day, but Cavs-Celtics, this is a very, very enticing series. It would have been more fun if Kyrie Irving was healthy, because it would have been Kyrie against the Cavs. But this should be a very fun series. I think the Celtics will steal a couple games, but ultimately the Cavs and LeBron James will go to their 4th straight NBA Finals. Give me the Cavaliers in 6 games. I think the Cavs can steal a game in Boston, and they won't lose a home game. So give me the Cavaliers in 6 over the Celtics. 2013 NHL redraft I'm going to do real quick. I'm going to go 1 through 30. Avalanche are 1. Nathan McKinnon, no do-over there, as the Avs take the best player from this draft class, who happens to be their own. He's in the running for the Hart Trophy this year and deserves it. He's had coming off the best season of his career, and he can only be getting better. 2, Panthers, Alexander Barkov, no do-over here as they take Barkov, who's been a really good player for them these last couple years. 3, Lightning, Seth Jones. One of their big mistakes was taking Jonathan Drouin over Seth Jones. Could you imagine Seth Jones on that defense with the likes of Victor Hedman, Ryan McDonough, Mikhail Sergachev, and Seth Jones? Could you imagine that as your top 4 and then Dan Girardi as your veteran on the 3rd pairing? Oh my goodness. That would have been a loaded defense. For Predators, Sean Monahan. With Jones off the board, the Predators take Monahan to improve their offense. He's a fine player on Calgary, and he would be like a second or third line center on the Preds. 5 Hurricanes, Bo Horvat. I like Horvat a lot. He's a fine player, and he's going to be a key piece of the Canucks going forward. He would have been a solid fit on Carolina as well. 6 Flames, Jake Getzel. Getzel's had a breakout year the last few years and is only going to get better. He's a good playoff performer for the Pens. He would have been a nice fit on Calgary as a top 6 forward. 7 Oilers, Andre Burakovsky. Burakovsky's been a vital role player for the Caps over the last couple years, and he'd be a nice piece on Edmonton as like a third-line player. 8 Sabres, Rasmus Ristolainen. No do-over here as they take their guy. He's going to be a top-pairing defenseman in the near future. He's coming off a breakout year last year. He's only going to get better. 9 Canucks, Anthony Mantha. With Horvat off the board, they take Mantha. Mantha's been a pretty good player for the rebuilding Red Wings the last couple of years. He would have fit nicely in Vancouver, too. 10 Stars, Alexander Wenberg. Wenberg's a guy that's been pretty good for the Blue Jackets. He'd fit well in Dallas as well. 11 Flyers, Elias Lindholm. Lindholm's been a really good player for the Canes, and him on the Flyers would have been like a third or fourth line guy right now, considering how good the Flyers roster is. 12 Coyotes, Oliver Brokstrand, a pretty solid defenseman whose game is trending up. He would have been a nice fit on Arizona too. 13 Jets, Ryan Hartman, who was drafted by the Blackhawks and traded to the Predators at the trade deadline last year. Hartman has been okay for the Preds, and they gave up a big price for him, but in my opinion hasn't really produced that much. I mean, that's really because he's on a team that's loaded, so it's not Hartman's fault entirely. He's a third-line player on the Preds. He'd be on the third line for Winnipeg, too. 14 Blue Jackets, Shea Theodore. Theodore's been tremendous, going from the Ducks to the Golden Knights. The thing with the Golden Knights is they find team players from teams that not really give up on some guys, but guys that they didn't really need. But there's a lot of them that have been regrets, like William Karlsson and Jonathan Marchessault, and even James Neal to some degree. But got to give the Knights credit for picking a great roster. Theodore would have been a good top 4 D-man on the Blue Jackets. 15 Islanders, Will Butcher. Butcher had a solid year for the Devils this past year. He would have been a good fit on the Islanders. 16 Sabres, Max Domi. Domi has not lived up to hype since having a really good rookie year. I think he's a player that's going to be traded this summer. He just needs a change of scenery. 17 Senators, Pavel Vucinovic. Vucinovic has been a fine player for the Rangers. He was still at where the Rangers selected him. He's now a top 6 forward on the Rangers. He probably would have been that on the rebuilding Senators as well. 18 Sharks, Jonathan Drouin. Drouin is, in my opinion, turned out to be the most overrated prospect player from this draft class. Although you could argue Max Domi. But my case is that Drouin was a top 3 pick. Everybody granted him as the next big thing and never really panned out as the Lightning traded him to the Canadians, and he hasn't really done much with the Canadians. Maybe on a team with a bunch of veterans like the Sharks would have helped Drouin. 19 Blue Jackets, Marco Dano. That's funny because Dano was originally a Blue Jacket, then he got traded to Chicago in the deal for Brandon Saad, and then he gets dealt to Winnipeg in the deal for Andrew Ladd. He's a nice young player that hasn't really panned out yet. He's a third, fourth line guy on the Jets right now. 20 Red Wings. who say Saros. Saros is a tremendous backup in the league, and he's helped the Predators in the playoffs and in the regular season the last couple years. He'd probably be the starter on the Red Wings right now. 21, Maple Leafs, Darnell Nurse. A player that really hadn't panned out is Nurse. Maybe he would have panned out in a different situation in Toronto. 22, the Flames, Anthony Duclair. He's another player that the media and myself overrated from this draft class. Drafted by the Rangers, was traded to Arizona in the Keith Yandle deal. He had one career year with the Coyotes and then hasn't done much since. And then the Coyotes shipped him to Chicago, in which he really didn't do anything there either. 23 to Capitals, Curtis Lazar. He's a player that really hadn't panned out with the Senators. Then the Senators shipped him to Calgary, and he hasn't done much with Calgary either. 24 Canucks, Miles Wood. Wood, solid role player with the Devils. Scored some big goals for them. He's a guy that I think is trending up. And if I did a 2013 redraft by this time next year, I think Miles Wood would be higher on this list. 25 Canadians, Ryan Pollock. Pollock, a little inconsistent with the Islanders. Maybe the Canadians would have been better for him. 26, the Ducks. Josh Morrissey. A good role player for Winnipeg. Maybe on the Ducks he'd be better off. 27, Nikita Zadorov. Zadorov was a fine player for the Avs. A little bit inconsistent. 28, Flames, Mirko Mueller. Mueller's a guy that a little up and down with the Devils. 29 Stars, Valentin Zykov. Zykov a little inconsistent with the Canes. 30 Blackhawks, Morgan Klimchuk. Currently in the American Hockey League. Maybe he would have thrived in Chicago. We'll see. That's it for the redraft, and that's it for today's podcast. I'll be back recapping last night's Game 7, talk about the NBA Conference Finals a little bit more in depth. Yankees, Red Sox, and what else is trending in the sports world I'll get to. I hope you guys have a great day, everybody.